After just one quarter of preseason action, the Colts have named Anthony Richardson, number 4 overall pick, their starting quarterback. Now, this year's 4th overall pick was shocked when he heard the news, but said he is chasing greatness and wants his legacy to be forever, forever, forever remembered. Bucky, I think this is the worst decision the Colts could make. I think it's the worst decision the Colts could make, not only for their organization, but also for Anthony Richardson. For me, it's very simple. If you have a player that is not yet ready to play, allow him to learn from the mistakes of others. I believe a fool learns from his own mistakes, a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. I would rather Anthony Richardson learn from other people's mistakes as opposed to making his own. Let's talk about the greatest quarterbacks currently playing the game or the greatest quarterbacks who have ever played the game. Tom Brady did not start right away. Aaron Rodgers did not start right away. Lamar Jackson did not start right away. Josh Allen did not start right away. Patrick Mahomes did not start right away. Even the quarterbacks, Justin Herbert, he didn't even start right away. The one that I think of who did, Joe Burrow. But think about the path Joe Burrow had to traverse in college. Joe Burrow led the greatest team in the history of college football to a 15-0 record. Even greater in my mind than the Miami Hurricanes. So Joe Burrow had a different path that he had to traverse. And again, Joe Burrow did not play the entirety of his rookie season. He got hurt and still went to the bench to learn. I think the biggest mistake the Colts could make is starting Anthony Richardson right away. I don't want him to incur the damage that will occur when he has bad plays. Bucky, where do you stand?
Oh, I stand right there with you. We just did a segment talking about Trey Lance. It's the same situation. Trey Lance came into the league with not a lot of starts. Anthony Richardson comes into the league with only 1 year of collegiate experience.
And it wasn't good.
And that 1 year was not great.
Not at all.
He completed less than 54% of his passes. He has 654 rushing yards, 17-9 touchdown to interception ratio. But that doesn't scream, 1, to be taken 4th overall. 2, it definitely doesn't scream, hey, let him be the starting quarterback. And then the other night, did I miss something? I didn't see, great performance from him to be named the starter.
Already.
So to gift him the starting job, to me, it's all bad. And I don't know how anyone in the locker room can look at him and be like, hey, man, that's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land, just based on what he's displayed.
Okay, so a lot just happened. One, you're going to stand on that Hurricane stake on your own. Love LSU, though. Go Tigers. This is one of my most consistent takes throughout my career. Always start young quarterbacks who are taken in the top of the first round of the draft. Any other position that's taken in the top 10, top 15, anywhere in the first round for that matter, is expected to be a starter and contributor in year 1. Are they expected to be great in year 1? No, they're rookies. But they're expected to contribute year 1. You're the 4th overall pick. Now, he didn't choose himself. They did. So if he's not ready, why are you drafting him 4th overall in the draft if he's not ready to play right now? 1. 2, you mentioned all the guys that sat in those situations. Patrick Mahomes sat in a pretty good situation, right? Aaron Rodgers sat in a pretty good situation. Right. Josh Allen, pretty okay situation, and he did play pretty quickly. Justin Herbert played right away. Lamar Jackson played pretty quickly.
Correct. But
right?
Pretty quickly is not starting right away.
All right, so this is why I feel this way. Forget the fact that any other position would be expected to start. I don't think that you get better at doing something by watching other people do it, particularly something that you have to physically do, something that you have to mentally process. The speed of the game is cranked up to an entire other level. Trey Lance still can't start. Why can't he play right now? He doesn't have any experience. He's been watching all kinds of people throw the ball, watching this guy throw the ball and that guy throw the ball, and he still look exactly the same. So how can you argue that it's benefited Trey Lance at all not to play? Now, part of it was because of injury, but he's not gotten better. There are also examples of guys who played right away who had a lot of success. You mentioned Joe Burrow. You also have Matthew Stafford. You also have Joe Flacco. You have Russell Wilson.
Stafford didn't have a lot of success.
So Stafford has a championship ring.
In year 12 or 13.
How did he get to the Rams in the first place?
He got traded there.
Why did he get traded there?
He finally did. He started 0-4. He was 0-4 in the playoffs.
I don't understand. Is Matthew Stafford a Super Bowl champion?
13 years later, yes.
So he developed into a Super Bowl champion. You can make the argument for all of these guys. My pushback is, one, who in that locker room is talking about promised land? Y'all not ready for the promised land. Y'all not in a promised land. Don't even use that phrase. It's not applied to the Colts this year. You are in a development stage in your organization's process. The Packers weren't in a development stage. They had Brett Favre. The Chiefs weren't in a development stage. all of those teams that you mentioned weren't in a development stage. They had the grace and the time to allow those guys to sit, and they had someone worthy of sitting behind. No offense, all right? But who is he learning from here?
But in my mind, it's like, and Shady, you were there with Josh Allen, it's not so much even having somebody worthy of sitting behind as it is, to me, the difference between good players and great players in the NFL is confidence. Like, you have the elites like LeSean McCoy who just have crazy physical ability, but for the most part, it's confidence. And I don't want Anthony Richardson to lose all of his confidence to 5 by throwing him out there early. They start 0-5. He has 2 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and now the dude's lost his confidence.
Well, I'll say this. I don't think it's a mistake. Now, I was taught from Andy Reid that he sits his quarterbacks in draft, and then let them learn a little bit, learn how to be a pro, how to watch tape, how to get the team together, build that chemistry in the locker room, and then when they're ready, go out there and play. So I was taught that. But I think with this situation with Anthony Richardson is, I don't mind it, right? I think I'm trying to see the other side of it, and I think that he has a lot of talent. He wasn't great in college, but when I even watched his tape here against the Bills, he showed me some different things, right? He's a 6'4" dude. He's 250 pounds, front of 4'4". He got some. He's gifted. God gifted. Yep. He made that pass to the right side to the end zone. That should have been a touchdown. I think you can learn from it. But even all the guys you talked about, which you're totally right. But even to get the argument on the other side of starting him, Peyton Manning. Let's stay with the Colts. He set the rookie interception record as a starter, right? He went from 3-13 as a rookie, I believe, to 13-3. And then we look at him as one of the greatest of all time. Now, I'm not saying Anthony Richardson can be that. I just think that, okay, maybe times are changing, right? I've been used to seeing one way and learn from one of the best coaches of all time, in my opinion, Andy Reid. And he's taught us that, like the coach the players, get them right, get them to that point where now go out there and play. But this may work. It worked for Peyton Manning. It might work for him.
What I would want to see is do with Anthony Richardson what the Eagles did with Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Like, give him
he's set too.
Yes, that's my point.
Oh, okay.
Give him some packages. Give him some plays.
Right.
Give him a goal line package. Let him run a couple inside zones. Let him run a couple QB keepers, QB powers. Put him into the red zone. Let him score some touchdowns. Let Minshew do all the work, or Ellinger do all the work.
Yes.
Let him score some touchdowns. Start him if you want to by week 12 or 13.
Right.
Start him next year, and then don't incur nearly as much damage mentally, emotionally, physically. Like, what do you gain? There's just so much that you can lose by starting somebody who's he's just not good. He's just not good enough to play right now.
And so it's not only that, it's the temperament. Does he have the temperament to deal with all the adversity that is about to come his way? We saw how it changed Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan had been an MVP, and it completely rocked his world playing up there in Indianapolis. Offensive line let him get hit. So how is Anthony Richardson going to deal with the adversity that is coming? Your running back is not happy, so he may or may not be there. You talk about this offensive line still struggling to piecemeal together. And you have a first-time head coach. I don't know
the leader, but that's really my biggest other issue, though, Joy, is who can Anthony Richardson lean on? Can't lean on the running back room because Jonathan Taylor upset. Can't lean on the wide receiver room because they're all young. Can't lean on the head coach because he's in his first year. Who offensively can he be like, hey, man, you got me? Yeah, I got you. Hey, you got me? Yeah, I got everybody just young. It's blind leading the blind.
He can lean on his bank account because he was the 4th overall pick. This is professional football. This ain't college. This isn't high school. What is this picture that we're painting for Colts fans? Yay, Gardner Minshew through the first 12 weeks. Enjoy, guys. Love that for you. This is a business on top of it. I'm interested in seeing what he can do. Yes, he might fail. Okay, everyone in this league does. Pick yourself up and try again.
But that's so easy.
And furthermore, there are contract structures that benefit you if you find out he's not good within the first 2 years. You sit him for a year. He's not developing on the field. He's not seeing defenses in real time. He's not adjusting to the speed of the NFL. He's watching Gardner Minshew do all of that.
Yeah, that's a benefit. That's what I'm saying.
He's not learning from Brett Favre. He's not getting tutelage from Andy Reid.
Who was ahead
He's watching Gardner Minshew. He has to go out there and learn how to do this. If he fails this year, so what? He's a rookie. What are the expectations for him anyway right now?
There are mistakes that other people can make that he doesn't have to. Deshaun Watson backed up. I don't even know who it was. Who Deshaun Watson?
He's from Pitt. How do I forget his name?
Please tell us.
He bought Tom Savage.
Tom Savage for
He backed up John for a half. half.
One half.
Josh Allen backed up Tyrod Taylor, and then the other dude, and then Nathan Peterman. Lamar Jackson backed up an old Joe Flacco.
Joe was never this.
You know, like an old Joe Flacco. It's like you can, at least in my experience.
But there are examples of guys who've started right away that have had success as well.
But the success that they had, I'm just wondering, how would it have looked even if they didn't have to go through the fire? I don't think Trevor Lawrence benefited from starting his rookie season and all that chaos.
He didn't.
I don't think he became a better player.
He absolutely knows how to handle the most amount of adversity that anybody held within the entire year. How did it hurt him?
Because the risk that you can run by crushing a player's confidence. Shout out to Trevor Lawrence. He still had his talent. And here's a point I don't know why it took me so long to get to. Trevor Lawrence still had talent to lean on. He knew he was a dog in Clemson. So when he struggled, he can still be like, oh, I still got that dog in me because I've been good. Anthony Richardson can't lean on his Florida days. They weren't good. He can't lean on his dominance in Florida. It didn't exist. He can't lean on preseason dominance. It hasn't happened. So if he struggles week 1, 2, and 3, he doesn't even have a memory joy of like, oh, well, you know what? I've been that dude, because he hasn't.
But he's the 4th overall pick. He's the 4th overall pick in the draft. You guys going to start Gardner Minshew for 12 weeks? Why am I signing up for that?
Because you're thinking about the long-term success. That's really where I'm at with it.
I'm thinking about the long-term success. And I'm also thinking about his development. And I'm also thinking about him actually getting experience playing football. I'm not going to get better at playing football by watching other people play football, because I've been watching football my whole life and I can't play football.
I've just, again, your experience is yours. I've just seen other people.
Y'all shooting it out. Y'all shooting it out. I love it, baby. I love it, baby.
I've seen other people get better without having to make the mistake themselves. But it also depends what kind of learner you are.
Yeah.
Some people can be
good.
some
It also
people
matters
can be
who you're learning
experiential.
from. Patrick Mahomes is learning behind who?
Alex
Andy
Smith?
Reid and Alex Smith. Aaron Rodgers is learning behind who? First ballot Hall of Famer Brett Favre at the Packers. Josh Allen was learning behind who? A guy that we know is a great coach
Taylor.
now and a great professional and veteran. What is the scenario where you're getting to learn? If you're getting tutelage from some of the best, if you're getting to watch some of the most complicated offenses and have it broken down for you, if you're being told, hey, you don't have to rush, we want you to develop into this, we don't want you to throw you into the fire for these reasons, fine. Why is it? How? In what way is that the scenario for the Colts?
I think for any other situation, I would like my quarterback to sit and learn first, because I was taught that. But I just think that for this team, they don't have a lot of stars, right? So like my thing is like, what are we waiting for? They don't have a lot of players. Their best player is Jonathan Taylor, who's a dog. I don't know how that's going to shake up. He's going to play or not with the contract, but I was just thinking, okay, an athletic quarterback, they maybe do a lot of RPOs, maybe give him safe passes, but they don't have a lot of stars to even rely on. So, I mean, it can go both ways. I just think that the confidence, like, one thing you did say I agree with, man, you lose that confidence, bro, that's the end of the world. Yeah. I feel like when I was a rookie, I was just happy to be there, right? And every little small mistake, my confidence would go like, oh, dang, I don't want to mess up. I'm not even worried about breaking tackles and trying to score.
Yeah.
I just want to mess up. And I think as a quarterback, it can be even harder. I'm talking about just running the ball and blocking and catching the ball, but as a quarterback, you gotta know everything. So it can work. It might work out both ways. I don't ever know. But if you lose that confidence, though, I mean, he's gonna be in trouble.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.